Even before Shattuck, like the nickname, like the next one, like you were like a prodigy growing up, and I'm wondering, being here, like living in Cole Harbour and Halifax, like do you think it was almost easier to deal with that if instead you're living in Toronto, right, where it's just like kind of a gong show, minor hockey and stuff? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think as far as staying grounded, I think it was easier.
Yeah.
You know, just because that's the one thing, like the friends I grew up with, the coaches I had, it was all about team growing up. It didn't impress them if you had great numbers, and there's tons of kids in minor hockey that have great numbers that it just doesn't work out. And I think they always kind of reminded me of that. And playing with older kids, they didn't allow my head to get too big. There wasn't social media. There wasn't even just to get info on other players. You had to just go online and try to figure out who the best guys were.
Yeah.
It was hard to do. You just couldn't, you didn't know who was
I was
coming
looking for
from
message boards on Hockey's Future.
Yeah,
I didn't know if they were real websites.
Exactly. That's what it was. So I guess in that way it was probably a little bit better just without all the social media and stuff. But there's also some challenges too. It's a small town, and there's nowhere to kind of get away, and just when you get to that age where you're closer to junior and there's that expectation. I remember when I was in junior, I was going to high school and I was getting ushered in the back door to do my exams. I was like, this is weird.
Come on,
this
really? At that level?
Well, that's what, dude, but be honest, that's when you probably realize, I'm not going to have a normal life. I mean, it's never been that way.
And it was pretty good. I think my parents did a good job, and obviously with the friends and stuff I have, they kept it as normal as can be, but it's just one of those things that it is what it is, and you make the best of it.
You're kind of private, and you keep a
kinda.
Well, you run a tight ship. Was that just something you always wanted, where you just don't really want people knowing your business? Is that something that your parents were like, hey, this is going to benefit you if you live it this way in the future, or just?
No, I think it's just kind of learned. I think whatever works best for you, whatever you feel the most comfortable with, and I always felt like hockey was so scrutinized, and there's so much expectation that came with that, and there's a certain level of when it came to my personal life, I just liked having that for me. I didn't need to necessarily let everyone know what I was doing when I was doing it, but I thought that was something I could have for me. Hockey was something that everyone was well aware of, but my personal life was for me.
Well, and as that goes on, though, you have to kind of work to kind of keep it private. Whereas early on, it's a little different. Whereas now, you deal with paparazzi and stuff like that. Do you have to have a team around you?
No, it's not that.
Yeah, it's Nate right over here.
It's not that bad. I think, and after a while, you're in different situations, and you learn what works, what doesn't.
Like having no caller ID when you call people?
Exactly.
That's the most legendary thing. If I can just wait, and since I got traded, to get a no caller ID call, because some say blocked, some have you can tell it's a joke of number. Sid's no caller ID every time. So I'm like, this is him. It's him.
Yeah. He said it's fairly easy though. You just got to call your provider and set it up.
Yeah, because I was explaining what I thought was so cool, and then Grinelli goes, "My dad has that." I'm like, okay, well that's.